Alright, so hello. For this video lesson, we'll actually be discussing on the rectangular coordinate system. So atoan ni siyang i-discuss because this concept is very important na ato ang masabtan kay gamiton nato ni siya sa ato ang mga moabot nga mga lessons in the future. Specifically on how to solve systems of equations or inequalities using the graphing method. So basically we'll be discussing on this video lesson the basic parts of the rectangular coordinate system and of course the basics on how to plot points. Kay diha man magsugod sa pag-graph, you have to know how to plot points. You need points to graph a line. So learning how to plot a point using the rectangular coordinate system is very important. So this is basically how a rectangular coordinate system looks like. Okay, so sa rectangular coordinate system na atay duha ka linya. This is the horizontal line. Okay, ang atong tawag-an niya is x-axis. Kay dinhiman makuha nato ang mga x values. Now, ang horizontal line is actually a continuous line. So this is actually a double arrow. Dili lang nato makita no for this one, but actually this is a double arrow. Na ay arrow sa dinhi nga side, sa right side, and then naapod ni siya arrow diri sa left side. So this means kani nga horizontal line is a continuous line. So it is extending further to the right and this is also extending further to the left. Okay, so magpadayon na siya nga mga numbers. So that's the horizontal line and this one is our x-axis in which our x values are being taken. Now, the next one is kani atong vertical line. So kaning patindog nga linya. Again, pareha sa horizontal line, this is a double sided arrow. So this means kaning nga vertical line is a continuous line. This is going further up and then going further down. Okay, so we call this as our y-axis and basically tungod kay dinhi nato kwaon ang atong mga y values. Okay? Now, kung makita ninyo naa siya intersecting point, no? Diri sa tunga. This is the center and this is what we call as our origin. In the origin, we have here 0. Okay? So, pag magamitan ni rectangular coordinate system, magsugod kita kanunay sa center in which our origin is an ordered pair of 0, 0. Now, si rectangular coordinate system, nabahin siya og kaupat. Okay? Makita na ninyo, you have 4 sections or regions here. This region here is what we call as our Quadrant I. And then this is the Quadrant II, Quadrant III over this side here. And then this would be our Quadrant IV. Now, for every quadrant, naa siya'y lahi-lahi nga kinds of ordered pairs. So, ato ni siyang ila-ilahon. Now, let's start with our Quadrant I. Now, I'll be putting a point, okay? So, I'll just put anywhere. Bisan unsa lang a point, 3 points. I'll just put it like that. Okay? And as you can see here, ang atong mga points, no? Kung atong madumduman sa ato ang grade 7 nga math, ang mga points sa geometry, ganganlan na siya og letters. So, we have 3 points here, A, B, and C. Now, if we start with the A, so, unsaon man ni siya unsaon ni siya pagngalan? Again, ordered pairs. So, pag mayong tag-ordered pairs, pares ni siya nga nag-follow og arrangement. And that means mag-una ka kanunay sa X. Okay? Gikan ka sa X. So, diri ka magsugod sa horizontal line. Ay din ka moadto sa imuhang y-axis or the vertical line. Now, in here, we start from the center. Okay? So, from the center, unahon na to si A, no? Point A. So, gikan diha ang baktag kapila para makuha itungod na to siya. So, from 0, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. No? Tungod na to siya din ha. So, kung makita ninyo mo nang ang imong A, 4. This represents your X value. Again, kay gitawag man ni siya ordered pair, pares nga na ay certain order or arrangement, mag-una ka kanunay kang X. So, this represents the X value, ang una nga number. So, from 4, kay syempre, imo man ko ano, no? Kinahanglan ka makaabot kay point A. So from 4, ang imong buhaton musaka ka. So kapila man kani saka, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's why you have here 5. Okay? So you go up 5 steps. Okay? So from the center, you go 4 steps to the right. And then after that, you go up 5 steps. So you have here 4 and 5. Now let's go with the point B. So again, from the center, what will happen here is that we go 3 steps to the right again. Okay? And then you go up 2 steps. Okay? So that will now be, gikan kan 3, you have 1, 2. So that means ang imuhang x ani is 3 and then ang imong y is 2. So you have there 3 and 2. Now for the C, gikan sa center, okay, niambak kag kapila paingon sa right. That's 8. Okay, kay tungod ra man na nimo. And then gikan dinhi sa x, moadto naman ka sa y. Of course, musaka ka og katulo, and that will be 3. And that's why you have here 8 and 3. Again, the first numbers represents the x values, so you always take that from your x-axis. Okay? And then the second values represent the y values, and you take this from your y-axis. Now, in Quadrant 1, if you can see, in Quadrant 1, ang imong ordered pairs are always positive, no? Ang imong x values and ang imong y values are all positive. That is under Quadrant 1. Because in Quadrant 1, as you can see, from the center, for you to take the x, you always go to the right. And if you go to the right, it's always positive. Now, for the y values, you always go up. And if you can see, if you go up, the numbers are all positive. So that's why under Quadrant 2, ang atong mga points diri are all positive ordered pairs. Okay? Now let's go to our Quadrant 2. Again, let's put a point anywhere. Okay? And then we start with our D. Again, gikan sa center, no? And then magsugod man gid ta kanunay sa x. And so, pila man di ka ambak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct. So, since going to the left man ta, opposite direction sa right, mahimo siya nga negative. And then, we still go up. So, kapila man ta mo saka? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, since pasaka pa man gihapon ta, it's positive. And that is why if you see here, come point D, this is negative 7 and negative 5. I mean, positive 5 because it's still going up. Next, let's go to our point E. So, from the center again, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it's negative again because we go left. And then we go up 2 steps, and since we are going up, it's a positive. So that is why we have here negative 4 and a positive 2. And finally, dinhita kang point F. Kapila man tagikan sa center, sugod na punta kang x-axis, that's negative 2, no? So going to the left, kaduha, it's negative 2 again. And then since we have to go up, now we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So going up, it's a positive 6. And that is why in our point F, this is negative 2 and positive 6. Now, what do you observe? So in Quadrant 2, as you can see here, pag naa-data sa Quadrant 2, ang atong mga x values are always negative. Kaya nga naman, going to the left man ta kung naata sa Quadrant 2. But our y values are still positive because under Quadrant 2, kung makita ninyo, we still go up. Okay, we still go up. Now, let's now go to Quadrant 3. Again, let's put any point anywhere sa Quadrant 3. Okay? And we start with our point G. Again, we start always with the x-axis, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tungod-tungod rin na siya, no? Again, kay going to the left man ta, this is a negative 7. And we now go down. Uli na ta mag-up, kaya naman diri si point G. So, from negative 7 nga x, we go down. That's 1, 2, kaduhatan na go down. And that means this is now the ordered pairs of point G. That's negative 7 and negative 2. What about with our H, no? Nagyapon siya sa negative 7, no? Nakatungod. Negative 7. So, tungod siya kan G, but di sila parihag Y because sa H, from negative 7 nga X, we have to go down further. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we go down 5 steps, and that is why we have here negative 7 and negative 5 for point H. Now, finally, with our point I, okay, naa siya sa, correct, that's negative 2 sa x niya. And then we go down, and that is why we have here negative 2 and negative 2. Now, what do you observe with quadrant 3? Correct, the ordered pairs are all negative. Okay? Tanan negative. Kaya nga naman, sa quadrant 3, mo add to ka sa left to get your x values, and then you go down to get your y values. Okay? So, going left is a negative, going down is a negative. So, that is why, as you can see here, sa atong mga ordered pairs, ang atong mga values are all negative. And that is under quadrant 3. Finally, let's go to our quadrant 4 and let's put again any points, any 3 points. Okay? Now, what do you observe? Let's start with our J, point J. So, in here, we go to the right. We go to the right, and that's 4. And then to get our y, we go down once, and that's negative 1. That is why in point J, this would be 4 and negative 1. Okay? So in quadrant 4, our ordered pairs is actually positive, ang tanan x kanunay, and then negative ang tanan y values kanunay. Okay? Kaya nga naman, pag magkuha ta sa x, we go to the right. And going right is always positive. And kung magkuha na ta sa atong y, we go down. And going down is always negative. So basically, that's it for this video lesson. And we will be applying this concept in our future discussions, most especially if we talk about the graphing method of solving systems of equations and inequalities. So I'll see you on our next video lesson.